Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Create Brevity. I'm your host, Director, and for this week's episode, I want to talk about unfavorable states of being, okay? How to recognize that you're falling into those states and how to get yourself back out of them, okay? So an unfavorable state would be something like a victim state, or if you're in a state of feeling like people are encroaching on you, like they are taking from you and you have no control over that, okay? So a state of low self-confidence, low self-esteem, for example, okay? Low self-awareness, that sort of thing, all right? Now, before we begin, just want to remind you guys that I do have a wonderful blog with more information and more tips about manifesting, and I also do offer one-on-one coaching at www.createbrevity.com, okay? So, unfavorable states, like I said, this would be something that would probably feel similar to feeling powerless over your reality, like you don't have any control, okay? Feeling like you can't make different choices, right? Or it could feel like something that happened to somebody else, or something that happened, even something that happens to celebrities. You know, I talk to people and they see it. Maybe they identify with a certain celebrity, and if that person fails at something or succeeds at something, it sort of triggers them like, well, if they can't even do it, then how can I? Or, okay, well, that's only meant for people who are like that, not for me, right? That sort of thing, okay? And this unfavorable state, it can be also really be triggered by past failure. So, for example, if you want to start another business, okay, but in the past you may have had some bad luck, okay, or you may have failed at it, maybe because you just didn't understand the way businesses worked. You cannot apply that one failure to the rest of your life, right? That's an unfavorable state. But if you find yourself thinking things like, I could never ever do another business again, I'm just bad at making business decisions, I'm bad at selling, right? I'm a terrible salesperson, I can't sell anything, right? Whenever you make a big generalization like that and you apply it to everything, everyone, right? That's usually an indicator that you're falling into an unfavorable state, okay? And I say they're unfavorable for two reasons. One, they obviously don't feel great, right? Whenever you're in a situation where you feel like you don't have any confidence in yourself, okay? Like you're not allowed to like yourself, right? Because that really gets to the heart of it. Whenever we feel like we don't have any choices or we can't do anything, it makes us feel like we can't like ourselves, because we like the version of ourselves that is manifesting what we like, that is goal-oriented, that is happy. And when we feel like we are blocked from that, okay, it brings us into a sense of profound unhappiness. We feel potentially ashamed of ourselves. We feel guilty about our choices, right? We feel like we should have known better, okay? This is all an unfavorable state, right? It's giving you a negative feeling about yourself. So that's why it sucks, right? That's the first reason. And the second one is that if you are serious about applying conscious manifesting as a lifestyle, then you know it's just not a great state for manifesting, right? We've talked about this in past podcasts, but essentially you get what you are, right? You don't get what you want, you get what you are. So if you can want the business forever, but if you don't feel like you're a business person, if you don't feel like that's something you can own and identify with, okay, that successful business owner, then you're not going to be able to manifest it, right? So that's why people are always encouraged to move out of those unfavorable feelings, that unfavorable state that you're in, okay, and move yourself into a better one, okay? Hope is a really great example. When you can kind of move yourself in from that state where you're just hitting your head against the wall, blaming everyone and everything, to a state of hope, that's a great step out. If you can hope that you'll be good enough, right? Hope that you'll be able to achieve this end goal, okay? Hope that you'll be able to get that SP, okay? That's a great first step out of it, okay? Another way to kind of work yourself out of that gunk, right, that icky state, is to just really apply it. I want you to apply the feeling of what you want, okay, to where you are now. So for example, if you want to be successful, I want you to think, how would you react if you had all the success that you wanted right now? How did it feel? Okay. A lot of people, even thinking about it, their body language changes, their posture changes. They might be slumped over, but then all of a sudden, they have poise and grace. Their spine gets a little bit more rigid. Okay. They feel more relaxed and at ease. Okay. That's the feeling of being there. Okay. It's that feeling of just being at peace with yourself. I find that my most favorable state is just when I'm okay with everything as it is. I don't feel this urgency, okay, to put any fires out. I don't feel like running over there and running over to the next situation. I'm not feeling anxious, okay, or nervous. I'm just trusting that everything's going to work out. And that's my most positive state. And that's my most favorable state for manifesting. And for me, because I can identify that my most positive self, right, my most positive state, and the freeness that comes over my mind and my thoughts, see, even just thinking about it, right, even just talking about it in this podcast, my voice is getting lighter. Even just thinking about that puts me in such a good spot, okay, that I instantly know that when I'm out of that, I'm out of it, right? When the thoughts start creeping in, when I do feel the need to put out those fires. For example, when one text will do, but I feel like overcompensating with 3 or 4, right? Or, I can just study for an hour, but something about the day was weird. I feel like I should force myself to do more, right? As if I'm doing a penance for something, right? Or if I'm forcing myself, right? That's really the key. Anytime you feel forced, something in the 3D popped up and now I feel obligated to respond to it, okay? That's when you know, I'm in an unfavorable state and I'm going to start moving myself out of it. When you get very practiced at this, when you start to really recognize how it feels in your body, you can make the shift pretty quickly, okay? But if you're just figuring out it's okay, right? Try hoping, right? Try hoping. Try thinking of it rationally. I know this is a great technique. When you can actually take some of your overblown, overgeneralized thoughts and actually think about them rationally, that sometimes helps people. So everyone in the world hates me. Well, let's take that thought apart, right? You haven't met everyone in the world yet, okay? And start thinking about all the people that like you, okay? Family members, friends, coworkers, right? And you'll start to see, you know what? Yeah, I'm doing it again. I'm getting to that unfavorable state. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting all antsy. I can feel my shoulders tightening up. Okay, let me move myself back to a favorable state. I'm going to relax my shoulders. I'm going to sit here like a normal person, okay? I'm going to take it in. I'm going to remember the nice, text messages from my friends the other day. I'm going to remember the nice things that my boss said. And I know for a fact that not everyone in the world hates me, okay? I know I can do this. I know I can manifest, right? I can get the business that I want. I can get that promotion. I can get that SP, right? Because I am, in this moment, the way that I feel, as relaxed as I am, as at peace as I am right now, I can do this, okay? I'm that person, okay? I'm that man. I'm that woman, okay? I can do whatever I want, right? I'm that open, okay? And that's where you want to be. Now, yes, we're all human beings. We're going to have emotions. Sometimes it's going to be hard for us to maintain that. That's okay, okay? What you're going to want to do in this kind of situation, okay, is take it one step at a time. Can you challenge yourself to do it for a couple hours, okay? Maybe for a whole day, maybe for a couple of days. And you're going to find yourself at some points wrestling with your own thoughts, wrestling with your ego. That's okay. Let it happen. Your ego is trying to protect you, okay? As we talked about before in earlier podcasts, right? It's fine, right? Accept who you are in that moment, okay? And then work on getting yourself back to a position that you know is the most favorable for you. And then you can write it down and envision it. If it's not something that you can think of right away and it's not a feeling that you can identify with right now in this moment, that's okay. Write it down See if there's something that you can kind of recall or think of, okay? And get yourself to that point, okay? Think of an ideal condition, think of an ideal state, and try to get yourself there, okay? All right, guys, thanks for listening. I hope this helps, okay? Once again, this podcast was about moving yourself out of unfavorable states to the favorable state for conscious manifesting. And we do offer more tips at our blog, my blog. And I also offer one-on-one coaching on my website, www.createbrevity.com. Love and light.